So my plan is this morning to put together the polytunnel that I recently ordered from our friends at Amazon, and after a couple of complications, namely the parcel delivery company losing one of the boxes and having to get the amazing customer service at Toolport to send out another greenhouse. It's all here. I've been through the boxes, ticked off all the parts, so everything should be here for me to put this together. It's 4 meters long, 3 meters wide, which is about 13 feet long by 10 feet wide, so it's quite big, a couple of meters tall. Hopefully I can do it on my own. Being that I am here on my own, I'll use a step ladder or two, and yeah, show you how easy or difficult it is. I've bought this with my own money, and I'll put how much I paid for it on the screen. And well, yeah, the weather's looking good today, so hopefully I can get this put together on my own. So I think what's best to do is to just go through the boxes, get out all the parts. The parts are all numbered, they've got a sticky label on. Yeah, and sort of, yeah, just stick to this comes with its dedicated for the 3x4 polytunnel. Comes with dedicated instructions, and it does look quite simple. And I'm gonna go through the bags, take out all the nuts and bolts, and put them in some plastic trays. So although this does come with its own little 10mm spanners, I've got my own one there. Plus I'm also going to use, just to make life easier, I'm on my own, a drill with a 10mm socket that I've put on a little extension bar just to speed things along. No. Teddy, no. So just before I start putting it together, I settled on an area in the corner of the garden which has got a hedge on both sides, and that hedge is actually facing, well, it's facing south, and you can see it's about midday-ish, and we are in towards the end of September. So this is facing south, so obviously north is the other side of that, and facing that way is west. So the sun is going to come from across the top of the barn, across that way, and it's going to dip behind that oak tree and then set over there somewhere. So the polytunnel is going to be on the long side facing south. So I'm just going to quickly use a tape measure to make sure I've given myself enough space, because I've got a feeling once it's a certain size it's going to be really difficult to even move around a few feet. So yeah, I think making sure you've got it roughly exactly where you want it when you start, I think will really help. So I think one of the downsides of doing it on your own is that you're going to have to do up bolts to hold it together and then undo bolts to add bits to it. Obviously I'd put this on the wrong side. So this is where having two people, I think, will prove really helpful. But I'm on my own, so I'm going to have to try and do it by myself. I'm going to have to lift up one side and start putting these lower tubes in, and hopefully it won't collapse. Well, it's gone together quite easily. Yeah, follow the instructions, everything's labelled, but it's just, yeah, super easy. Take your time, be gentle with it while it's weak, and once all the bolts are nipped up, best not to do them up super tight because you'll just flatten the tubes, and then it'll be awful. So yeah, what have I got here? I've got some little plastic covers to put on the ends of the bolts, so you don't cut yourself on them or stab yourself on them. So what I've got to do now, there's some like temp pegs. There's some like round brackets which will go against the ground over the bottom tubes, and then these temp pegs, I'll tap the temp pegs into the ground, and that's the idea, to hold the frame to the ground. Now you can go overboard and put in stakes and all sorts, and it might be that I have to do that. Maybe buy some rebar and bend it into like a staple. Maybe if you bought sort of 3 feet lengths of rebar, maybe 6mm, something like that, bent them into large staples and then tap them into the ground just to give you a bit of extra, But I just want to make sure now that it's exactly where I want it to be. It is easy to move. I thought it would be impossible to move, but yeah, no, it's easy enough to move. And I kind of want around 6 feet to the edge of this hedge. So what I think I'm going to do is hold off on putting those staples or those pegs into the ground until I've got the cover on, because I've read in the reviews that the cover can be quite tight to pull over, assuming I'm going to be able to do it on my own. And if the frame is rigid, stuck to the ground, that won't give me any flex if I need to just push a pipe in or tube in just to stretch over the cover. So I'll put the pegs in once I've got the cover on. well, the cover's on, and it looks okay. I need to, well, firstly, what I've seen a lot of people do on YouTube is bury this cover, which sounds like a great idea until you want to until you want to do anything with it, whether you've got it gets damaged and you want to replace the cover. I think what I'm going to do, there is holes in it, so I'm guessing you could peg it down. I've got to go inside, which I'll do that next. I've got to go inside, and there's little fabric, pieces of fabric which you tie around the internal tubes, which I'll do that in a second. But I think I might use some of my junk. I've got some tyres. Might put some pieces of wood down first. Not sure actually. I might even go out and buy some concrete blocks, 3 or 4 each side. I think once I've tied the cover to the tubes on the inside, it'll be pretty good. Got a perfect day for it. There's not an ounce of wind, and the reason I put it in this corner against the hedge, because hopefully that will give this little greenhouse some protection from the wind. So yeah, that's facing north, and generally a lot of the cold winds come from the north. Yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. Got to do a bit of tidying up with this hedge, but hopefully it's a good spot. So this is facing south. South is over there, and west is over there, and it's quite late now. It's getting on for 5:30, somewhere around there. So the sun's starting to go down over there, but it should be perfectly placed. So let's go in and tie these little pieces of fabric to the tubes. So I think as projects go, this one was fairly simple really. Took about, I reckon, I did have quite a lot of breaks when I was putting it together for various reasons. 3.5, maybe 4 hours to put together. Yeah, as I say, fairly simple. So I'll show you why I chose the 3 metre wide model. I was able to, I've just grabbed some pallets that I've got, and a cat. And yeah, it does give you plenty of space. I could actually put pallets on the floor either side and there would be a path down the middle. I'm tempted to actually put some weed matting down in here just to keep it tidy, but I don't want to create trip hazards. As I say, probably going to need some extra way of keeping it from blowing away in the wind. This is quite a sheltered spot, as I've said, and I have actually I've got some stones that I've dug out from my piles of junk, so I'll probably put some concrete blocks down there, as I said. So time will tell how good it is, how it stands up to the wind. It's in quite a sheltered spot. Yeah, we're getting into autumn now, so the winds are going to pick up. It's getting quite breezy now, actually, so it's going to get tested. I just want to say a big thank you to Tallport, the company I ordered it from on Amazon. They were fantastic, absolutely some of the best customer service I've ever experienced on Amazon. Any little problems I've had, they've emailed me back within an hour or two, and they've been fantastic. And when I needed bits before I had the problem with the first delivery, they were on it straight away, so thoroughly recommend it. I'll put a link in the description. You may or may not get the same discount that I got from Amazon. I got a €35 discount. It was $2.35 originally. So yeah, it seems like quite good value. It's the strongest tube that I could find. It's inch tubing. Some of them are 3/4 inch tubing. And the cover is 180 GSM cover. Most are 175 and the cheaper ones are 140. So it's the thickest cover I could buy as well. So for that price, seems like quite good value. But as I say, only time will tell. So yeah, thoroughly recommend it. Yes, stay tuned. You'll see see what I get up to in my new polytunnel. See you later.